standards into basic English, math, science, and history. That means kids in English class were going to be reading Huckleberry Finn, they were going to be reading Charles Dickens, they were going to be reading Edith Wharton and Sherlock Holmes, and fairy tales and Greek myths and poetry, and the things that not only have better vocabulary and better knowledge that kind of bind us together as human beings and as citizens, but these things also bind us together and connect our kids with what our civilization is really all about. That's really what K-12 education is about. It's about taking small children and teaching them about the knowledge and vocabulary they need to have to be human, really. And when you read books like Huckleberry Finn, you learn about friendship. When you read books about Sherlock Holmes, you learn about detective skills. You learn about using facts and evidence to make decisions and solve problems. These things matter. They matter not only for children's development, intellectual development, but also their character and their ability to compete and analyze and be active participants in our democracy. So that's on the sort of the English side. On the mathematics side, they ignored again all these fads about fuzzy math and having kids kind of fumble their way through math by writing about it and how they feel about math. I mean, as my brother is an engineer likes to say, we haven't really been teaching math in this country, we've been teaching math phobia in this country. And what Dr. Stavsky and the mathematicians that she enlisted in the mathematics standards in Massachusetts did, say we're not doing that anymore. We're going to focus on math facts. We're going to make sure the kids have Algebra 1 by the 8th grade. Algebra 1 is the gateway for all higher level mathematics. We know from 15,000 pieces of research that kids need to have Algebra 1 at the 8th grade. And if you don't have Algebra 1, you're never going to get to the higher level math that will allow you to become a scientist, an engineer, a doctor, etc. So they redirected the whole conversation in math in what were hotly contested. They called them the math wars. I mean, you folks may remember the new math and the new math and all that. But they fought those battles. Dr. Stavsky fought those battles in the late 90s and early 2000s. There were other standards and there were other dimensions of the Ed Reform Project. We injected some charter schools, which are public schools of choice where parents get to choose. And then there was an accountability system, sort of an MRI that was given on all school districts about how they were spending their money, how the students were performing, how the teachers were evaluated. And that was sort of the grand bargain. So it was the money in Massachusetts that we spent in exchange for the standards and high-stakes testing and the accountability. That was the deal. And again, I'm not